Why was there bacon in the soup?
Why was there bacon in the soup?
I just love that because Gurr goes, I made it myself. Which is like such not an answer, but it's so Gurr. And there's a bunch of them like that one. I liked Gurr, what's the G stand for? And he goes, I don't know. And I say, is it supposed to be stupid?
Gurr, what does the G stand for? I don't know. Is it supposed to be stupid?
It's not stupid. It's advanced. Yes, it fooled even me. So those moments are I like. I also like Jonan's favorite that Jonan says that transferred into Zim when he directed me. Excellent work, me. And then in the movie in Enter the Florpus, there's a scene where towards the end, Zim is chasing Dib as he's running over the planets. And Zim says, you're ugly when you lie, Dib. And he goes, I'm not lying. And that was where it ended. And then just in improv, I said, then why are you ugly? You're ugly when you lie, Dib.
I'm not lying.
Then why are you ugly? I also love the, who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
I am.
Who are you?
I am.
Who are you? And I love the, what? 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 It just, those moments just crack me up.
Was there a difference in recording from the show versus the movie?
You know, it's funny you said that. My concern was that my voice wasn't going to be the same as it was 20 years earlier.
Do you think that it changed?
I think it did, yeah. I think that 20 years on from a lot of the rougher characters that I do maybe makes my voice just a little bit lower and a little bit more hoarse or raspy. But when we got in there and I heard it and we were all playing together again, it was like we'd been together the day before. Some of us hadn't recorded together most of us hadn't recorded together in 20 years. Ricky and I, on the other hand, who plays Gurr, he and I have maintained our friendship from that day onward. We've traveled to conventions nonstop. We're going to be in San Antonio together next weekend at Pure Joy Toys, and Jonan is this very weekend, as a matter of fact, in San Jose. I'm with Jonan, Eric Trueheart, the writer, and Ricky at GalaxyCon in San Jose, and Ricky and I we had the joy of getting to see the fruits of our labors the fruit of our labor because we got to meet the fans, and we went for years. I mean, at one point we were doing like 15 conventions a year.
Wow.
Yeah, this year because of Helluva Boss, I think last year I did 14. This year I'm in the middle of another 13 to go, and I've already done 10. So it's enjoyable, though. I really enjoy it. Whoop, sorry about that. Billy West and I are very dear friends, and he did the pilot of Invader Zim. And then I came in and voiced over the pilot, and that I became Zim.
Invader Zim started with a 3D movie, correct?
No, the pilot was actually we did have 3D, and that's why our show was the most expensive show that Nickelodeon had ever done. If I told you the price, it would be ridiculous. I'm not even remembering, but it was astronomical compared to the things we had done on other shows like Angry Beavers and stuff. But when our ratings were like in the tank, the first thing that got cut was our 3D department.
Oh.
Because that's expensive.
Because that was a whole department. So they sold those glasses where people could watch at home?
Oh, yes. They did have that. That was a special episode. Yeah. Only for the 3D parts of it, like in the space stuff. It was like when the ships were flying through space. So yeah, I guess that was true. I'd forgotten about that. Good memory.
With you being the title character on that show, was that crazy for a network to put that much belief into you?
It's funny how the whole thing went down, to be honest with you. I was already on Angry Beavers, and so I'd done already 105 episodes or 111 episodes or something like that of Angry Beavers. And when they were doing Invader Zim, they were casting Invader Zim, Jonah Vasquez, the creator, was a fan of mine. He had grown up, watching a lot of my shows, but predominantly Power Rangers as Alpha 5. And he knew he wanted me. But the network said, well, he's already doing Angry Beavers, so we don't want him on both shows at the same time. And then our show, Angry Beavers, ended, and they hadn't released the pilot yet. It hadn't even been sent to New York. And so I saw Jonan, and basically the coffee room at Nickelodeon, and he goes, "Hey, is your show over now, right?" And yeah, we just finished it. He goes, "Hey, come with me." And we went into the studio, and I dubbed over about 2 or 3. I dubbed over the lunchroom scene. I dubbed over the classroom scene, and he goes, "Great." And they pitched it a little bit with that kind of mechanical sound, and then they sent it off to New York and said, "This is our cast," and they said, "Great." And that's how I became Zim.
That's Hollywood, baby.
That's Hollywood.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
How much of Invader Zim had to be scrapped or rewritten because it was too dark?
Not a lot.
No?
Not a lot. Certainly, if anything was dark, Dark Harvest, we're stealing organs. Bestest friend when we pull out Keith's eyeballs. So that was always a concern on the part of the network. It was never a concern on our part. The only thing that I remember for certain that they wanted us to re-record was we couldn't say the underworld. They didn't want us to say the underworld. And so we had to re-record it. And I think what Jonan came up with was funnier than what we had written. He called it the place beneath the overworld. Where are you from? The place beneath the overworld, which I think is clever. So those moments I don't mind. The irony is that meanwhile I was doing Billy and Mandy at the other network, and we had no problem saying the underworld. That's where Grimm was from. And of course now the more irony is that I'm on a show that takes place in hell. So Invader Zim, like I said, our 3D department, you would see those shots when we're in space, and that like planet jackers. Those were amazing. Those are not cheap. And that's why I was saying Invader Zim was the most expensive animated show Nickelodeon had ever done. One of the reasons why we were canceled, by the way. But
has Nickelodeon ever approached you about doing an Invader Zim revival?
Not me, but Jonan Vasquez has been approached on several occasions, and I just think that he feels that he's told that story and he wants to. I think he relegates the Invader Zim need to the comic books now. But I would do it in a heartbeat. I wish they would. I think it's a show that it's still making them money and it's still loved by the fans worldwide. So, yeah, I would love to do Invader Zim again. And had I been approached, I would have been yes, but it's not up to me. And when we did the Enter the Florpus movie, that's exactly what Jonan was very keenly aware of as well. He said, I don't want to just pay homage to our old tropes. I want it to be completely new. And if you look at that movie, it's just another giant episode of Invader Zim. In fact, I used to go, I am Zim! But in the movie, I say, it is I, Zim! Subtle changes, Because... Yeah, like my favorite moment that explains everything. You don't need to say, so you've been hiding in a toilet for 20 years? Yes, I have. And like, like something that there's this moment where he goes, oh, I hate that place. It's dirty. Gur's the one that likes that place. I do. Yeah, he ate a baby there. He goes, I ate a baby there. And I go, he did. It's just those subtle things that keep it new. It doesn't have to be paying homage to everything that everyone expects.
Right.
In fact, when we did the Florpus movie, you'll notice that the character designs were all different. It was rounder, whereas in the series, they were very sharp edges. And the color was different. It was darker colors in the series. There were lighter, more pastel colors in the movie.
And those are conscious decisions to update it to the time?
Yeah. Conscious decisions. I mean, because, Jonan wants to keep it new for him, too. He doesn't want to go back and tread the same path we've already done. He wants to keep it, new for himself.